Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day you are watching this broadcast. This is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. I want to use this moment to welcome you to this broadcast. I hope you are going to hear something, you're going to learn something that will help you grow in your work, that is going to help you be encouraged, that is going to help you stand your ground and face whatever giant is before you right now. I decided to start by sharing some of my experiences, some of my struggles, some of my difficulties, some of my failures, because there is something that you need to watch out for. If you come across people or somebody who is always talking only about how great, how successful they've been, you need to be on the high alert. Failure is part of the journey, and those who are not comfortable to share their failures, be careful, because you can be misled. There is always a way. That is what I'm going to be talking about today. And before that, let me bring one other blemish that I have, and how you can recover when you make a mistake, no matter how egregious that mistake is, no matter how terrible it is. It's important for you to learn how to bounce back. Sorry about that. I was scheduled to give a commencement speech at a high school graduation. And I worked so hard on my speech. I was excited. I was prepared to the best of my ability. I could just see me standing in front of these kids and inspiring them, charging them to go take over the world. I did everything right. Unfortunately, I did not put the day and time of that presentation on my calendar. I just had it in my mind that I was going to be speaking on Saturday evening. I was working really hard. I got myself ready. I was all pumped up, excited to go deliver this commencement speech. Maybe a part of me was thinking that the organizers were going to somehow remind me, but I don't know what I was thinking, but I just didn't write down the date of that event, but somehow I knew it was going to be on a Saturday. Come Friday morning, I went to borrow a doctoral robe that I will wear for the occasion. And I'm driving down the road back to the house. I'm on Friday, looking forward to the event on Saturday. I had to make sure everything was in place. The robe, my speech, what I was going to say, prepared. I stopped at a stoplight and I saw a missing call flashed on my phone. And I played the voice mail. And what I heard startled me a little. Dr. Eric, where are you? Dr. Eric, where are you? We've been waiting. We've been waiting. Are you coming? Are you coming? I was like, what's going on? I checked the date of that voice message, and it was dated Thursday. And I looked at the name of the person who had called me, and it is a person who extended the invitation for me to come and give that speech. I called him, and he told me the graduation was on Thursday night, and he tried to get hold of me to no avail. He just had to wing up something and give a speech. I felt like opening the ground and disappearing. I was on Friday. The event had already passed on Thursday. And there was nothing I could do about it. I had failed. I'd let down the parents. They were expecting me. I was on the program. Right up to today, I still play all the different scenarios in my mind of missing such an important appointment. But I learned 3 things out of it. When you fail, own up. Just own up. Don't cover it. Because when you try to cover, you're going to need bigger lies and bigger lies and bigger lies to cover before you realize you've dug a hole out of which you may never be able to come out. Maybe right now, listening to me, you've made some mistakes. You've been trying to cover it up. It's going to stink, no matter how hard you try to cover it. Just own up. It's okay. Just own up. Own up to it. Well, you may tell me there are consequences. Then deal with the consequences instead of trying to cover up. Face the music. Dance it. If you do, you're going to be free. Blackmail works because we allow other people to take hold of our lives. Don't let that happen to you. If you've done something wrong, if you've made a mistake, just own up. Just own up. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you grow. That is one thing that you need to do. The other thing is that you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. Beating yourself on the head, wishing it had never happened when it has already happened, it doesn't really help. It has happened, it has happened. Own it, embrace it, forgive yourself, and move on. It doesn't matter what it is. We have all sinned. We all make mistakes. Don't make a mountain out of your own mistake. Don't make it to become a stumbling block. Remember, there's always a lesson to be learned. Figure out that lesson. Why did you make that mistake? What can you learn from it? If you make the mistake the first time, and you make that same mistake again, that is when you have to blame yourself. Learn from the mistake. I learned that having a calendar and actually putting things down on it is going to save me a lot of headache instead of trying to organize everything in my mind. I don't know what areas you've made mistakes. I don't know what you're dealing with, but I hope that you will be able to figure out that there is a lesson embedded in there for you. Above all, share with other people. It's very liberating, it's very freeing for you to share. I admit it, I own it. I missed a graduation commencement speech because I didn't show up. Don't allow the mistakes that you've made to bury you. other people need to hear. And that's why it's good to write a book. Some of the trauma you've been through, writing is going to help you put things into perspective. Writing is going to bring you healing. Writing is going to bring you deliverance. Writing is going to bring you restoration. I encourage you to. If you need help, reach out to me. IEM Press can help you tell your story. I always say the power of a story is not in the drama of that story. It is in the telling. How you tell the story is going to bring life, energy to it. And stories, human stories, have a way of bringing hope and transformation into other lives. My main topic today is on there is always a way out. It doesn't matter what you are facing. It doesn't matter how difficult and how impossible it appears. There's always a way out. And you can only find the way out when you don't give up, when you hang in there, when you keep hope alive. That is when you're going to find the way out. You're going to realize that there is an expiration date on every problem, on every obstacle. There is an expiration date. If something has a beginning, it has an end. Be encouraged. The end is going to come. I don't know how long it's going to take, but the fact is this, the end is going to come. It may appear as if it's delaying, but rest assured, if something started, it's going to end. Nothing lasts forever on earth. When you look around you, you see all these beautiful mountains. Just give it time. All of them are going to be leveled down. Change is inevitable. The only thing in life that you can be 1,000% sure of is change. Change is here. Change is happening, whether you like it or not, whether you embrace it or not. Change is here. And that is why, because change is always happening, there is always a way out. That situation is already changing right now. You may not be sensing it, you may not even be feeling it, but it is changing because change is happening all the time. It's changing. Your disease situation is changing. Your unemployment situation is changing. Whatever you are facing is changing. Have hope. Be encouraged. Back to my story. We are now in my second year in the US. My family has joined me. I'm a master's student. And I'm trying to figure out what to do because the teaching assistantship that I had was temporary. The department did not make any commitment for me to finish the program, so I had to do something. And we're expecting our second child. Now, things were difficult, but I started praying that I needed to get admitted into a PhD program so that the admission can come with an official letter stating that the school is making a commitment for me to finish the program. I applied to a school in Canada, British Columbia, to do a program in mining. And I also applied at the University of Texas at Dallas, where I was a master's student, to switch from the master's to the PhD. Things got a little rocky because the original plan was for me to finish a master's and then get into the PhD program with the supervisor that I had for my master's thesis. Unfortunately, his wife died without me finishing the master's. And that transition just rocked the boat to the point where I had to look for a different supervisor, and it just got a little difficult. So I reapplied. I didn't know if I should leave the US and go to Canada or I should stay in the US. And so I prayed that whatever school gives me the admission, that was going to be a pointer on what direction that I had to go. The same day that I had the admission to get into the PhD program at UTD, I came home. I was excited with the news. I went to my mailbox. I got a letter from the university in Canada. When I opened it, I had been rejected not to get into the other program. That is when I knew that I was going to stay in the US. And it's something that, as you're going to hear later on, it was very important for me to know that, because I'm still going to have a lot of challenges ahead of me. But at the moment, as far as my schooling is concerned, being admitted into the PhD program came with an official letter from the school stating that you are going to be supported with a stipend by X amount of money every year until the end of your program. There is always a way out. That is how I was able to be positioned to go through my doctoral studies and finish debt-free. Remember, when I got the inspiration to come to this country, there wasn't nothing to show for. All I did was to obey, take the first step. I went to the extent of even borrowing money, showed up, believing, hoping that things were going to work out. It wasn't easy. There were a lot of difficulties, a lot of doubt, a lot of pressure, a lot of tears. I remember showing up when I got my room. I had no bed, so I had to sleep on the floor for a couple of days before the International Christian Fellowship brought me a bed. So at times when you are actually walking towards the destiny that has been set for you, we are pursuing those goals, we are pursuing those dreams, we are trying to fulfill that vision, you are going to have obstacles. It's going to be difficult. People will doubt you. People will laugh at you. But the only thing that you need to remember is that there is a way out. You are going to make it if you don't give up. You're going to succeed if you don't give up. Winners don't quit, and quitters don't win. You hear these phrases, you think it's a cliche. It's not. You have to hang in there. You must hang in there. So long as you are standing on your feet. I like what Les Brown says, that when you are knocked down, you should fall looking up so that you can get up. All of us get knocked down. It doesn't matter where the punches are going to come from. But those who win, those who succeed, stay the course, keeping the hope and knowing that there is always a way out. There is always a way out. It's never easy when I'm in the midst of difficulties. It's never easy when everything is falling apart. It's never easy when you are under immense pressure. It's never easy when people are laughing and calling you names. It's never easy when everybody gives up on you. It's never easy when you are afflicted by a disease. It's never easy when your business fails. It's never easy when your relationships are going south. It's never easy when your children are going north. It's never easy when things are not working. However, there is always a way out. Hang in there. Don't give up. Hang in there. Don't give up. You are going to be successful eventually because there's a way out. Remember, things are changing all the time. They're changing. Whatever you're facing right now is changing, and you are going to have a positive outcome. I want to thank you again for watching. I encourage you to share this broadcast, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned for more updates. God bless you. Thank you for watching. You've been listening to Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. God bless you. Thank you.